So hello everyone. I know you had a lot of questions when it came to your Milestone 1 and Milestone 2 spreadsheets. I have tried to put as much comments in your spreadsheet as possible. But because so many of you made the same error in calculation, I would like to go over some of the points. So maybe that's going to help you in Milestone 2. And of course, if you need more help along the way as you're filling them out, let me know. And I can go over any questions you might have. So let's start with line extension. So line extension was actually considered a less risky project by the CEO. So that's why you are using the discount factor of 8.40, because obviously it doesn't carry as much risk. Now, what I have noticed, some of you made a mistake in the EBIT calculation. First of all, the EBIT calculation is based on your net profits. So you obviously are being taxed on your net operating profit. So you need to take this and you're being actually taxed on it. So you need to calculate your EBIT based on your C14 operating profit. Do not skip the loss. You still have to calculate it and keep it as a negative. So here you still have to have the negative number based on your operating profit. That was pretty much a loss at the beginning. And that would be in this EBIT. Then you have plus depreciation, and that will start in 2011 because, as you know, depreciation actually helps you decrease your tax base. And then you will subtract, this should be negative, your net working capital change. So you will subtract this number, okay? And then the next negative number will be your less capital expenditures. And this is where many of you made a mistake. You have counted this one, the capital expenditure right here on line 24. Now this is actually a tricky because this project, it says, hold on, let me go to page 5. This project says that it was supposed to be, Marcy McAdams says that it has to be a perfect time to expand and expand it right away. So your network, the property, plant, and equipment is included in the initial investment, okay? So that's why it's not gonna be, even though they say capital expenditure here, because she named it as an initial investment, we have to put it right here as initial outlays. Okay, so this would be your 800 and this would be your 1470. So you will leave this and this out of the 2010 because the CEO said that that has to be taken immediately, the money, and it's an initial outlay. That's why they will be here and not as a capital expenditure. The rest in 2011, you will obviously start here as a capital expenditure. And please note, because it's an expenditure, it will be a negative number, so you're going to subtract it, okay? And obviously, this is a calculation where you add all of these together. Now, the discount factor, that's where I saw a lot of the issues too. I provided the formula here in the notes, but this is actually on a power. So first, you need to take the 8.4, you need to take it to calculate it, and that's the discount. Pretty much you're discounting your cash flows, because as you move forward in years, the value of the money is losing its power. It's almost like if you're saving for retirement and your money loses power as you go forward in age, right? Due to inflation, due to overpricing of products, etc. So that's why you need to discount the 8.4, okay, the factor. So, and then you would calculate the cash flows with will filled in, and you will, this is an automatic formula, and these two are formulas. So there are two tricks. Do not forget for EBIT, your profit, your loss here. Do not include anything in 44 because it's an initial outlay that's going to be included in here, 814.70, and it's going to be negative. So I'm just going to put it in there so you can see it. And then 14, 1470. Okay? And the discount factor, just remember, this is on power of 10 already. Okay? So that's our line extension. Next, for milestone 1, we have our own doll. Now here's the difference, right? Because our own doll actually is not the initial, it's going to be the same. You have to have discount factor, but because the CEO deemed it as a less risky project, that's why you're discounting at 9. Okay? Not. So now we have the own doll, right? So why don't we have the initial investment? Because if we read the case, it says that they made significant modifications to existing technology, infrastructure, etc., etc. So they actually did the capital improvements. So they will be right here, okay? It's not an individual separate investment. It is capital expenditure that had to be done in order for this project to work. So we will put it right here. Again, when you're calculating EBIT, please do not forget to calculate this loss from the operating profit in the line 15, okay? So again, EBIT would be right here. Then you will put your initial capital expenditure right here because the case says so, okay? Related expenditure and so forth. And it's right on the page, I believe it's page 6, yes, page 6. And then again, this would be a negative number, okay? The change in net working capital would be a negative number. It's right here. And then, of course, you will have your negative number of less capital expenditures, okay? So change in net working capital would be negative, and less capital expenditures would be negative. And then again, your discount factor is 9%, and you need to actually discount the rate. So that's your milestone 1. If you have any questions about it, please let me know.